Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Proud mama Amy Halterman shares huge baby Gage update. Proud mama Amy Halterman has a huge and exciting baby Gage update for 1,000 pounds. Sisters fans. What has baby Gage accomplished at such a young age? And how old is baby Gage these days anyway? Keep reading, we've got the scoop. How old is baby Gage anyway? We know Gage Dion Halterman was born on November 10, 2020. He was born in Kentucky to Amy and Michael Halterman. He's also the nephew of Tammy Slayton of 1,000 pounds, sisters. Amy Halterman celebrated baby Gage's 8th month in the world a little over 2 weeks ago. So, he's right smack dab in between being 8 and 9 months old at the moment. 1,000 pounds. Sisters fans are often a little caught off guard by how old the little guy is. Why? Well, because he was hidden from fans for a period of time after his birth. His birth was a huge part of Season 2 of the series. So, Amy Halterman was not allowed to post anything about Gage because of her NDA with TLC. Once the episode of his birth aired, she was free to flood social media with pictures and videos of him. So, it was a little surprising for fans to wrap their minds around the time that had passed between the filming of the birth episode and how old Gage actually was. Amy Halterman shares huge and exciting update. Prior to turning 9 months old, Amy Halterman has a huge baby Gage update for her fans and followers. Turns out, Gage already has 2 teeth in his tiny little mouth. According to NHS, Gage is pretty on point with this milestone. Babies typically start teething between 4 and 6 months. But some babies do not start teething until after they are a year old. Interestingly enough, there are even some rare cases when babies are born with teeth already in their mouths. Amy Halterman's update came with 2 pictures of baby Gage. The first featured him with the proud mama, pulling his lip down so fans could see his teeth. The second featured a snap of the drooling bundle of joy sitting in a grocery cart. Can you believe Gage Halterman will be a year old in just a few months? Are you happy Amy Halterman shared this latest update on him with us? Are you looking forward to Season 3 of 1,000 pounds? Sisters? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. And keep coming back for the latest on this TLC family. The late autumn sun dipped behind the Kentucky hills, casting warm streaks of orange across the Halterman backyard. Amy sat on the back steps, her phone in hand, scrolling through the photos she'd just snapped of Gage. Even after everything, stress, heartbreak, confusion, rebuilding, moments like this made every bump worth it. Gage, now a giggly little boy with mischievous eyes exactly like his mama's, had spent the afternoon running through leaf piles with a joy that felt contagious. He was growing fast, too fast, Amy sometimes thought, but today he'd hit a milestone so big she could barely keep from crying. She opened TikTok, tapped record, and then paused. Her heart fluttered as she looked at the video thumbnail. Gage standing fully on his own, wobbling, then charging forward like a tiny, determined superhero. "Okay, let's do this," she whispered. Earlier that morning, she'd woken to the soft thud-thud-thud of small feet sprinting down the hallway. She assumed it was Glenn. Her youngest had recently discovered the thrill of independence, and the trouble that came with it. But when she peeked into the living room, she froze. There was Gage, no hands bracing on furniture, no leaning, no hesitation, just walking across the room like he'd been doing it all his life. "Boy, what are you doing?" she squealed. Gage looked up, grinning from ear to ear, proud of himself in that sweet, bashful toddler way. He wobbled, caught his balance, and somehow kept going. "Mommy, look, I'm big now," he giggled. Amy had been waiting for this moment. She'd worried, questioned, Googled things at 3 a.m., and cried in the shower when fear got too heavy. Raising kids wasn't easy. Raising kids in front of millions of viewers? Even harder. But today, the only thing she felt was pride. She scooped him up, spinning him around while he laughed. "My little Gagey bug. You're doing it. You're really doing it." Now, hours later, she sat with that same thick swell of emotion in her chest. Her fingers moved across the screen as she added music, captions, and slow-motion highlights. She knew people online would have opinions, people always did. But today wasn't about critics, trolls, or judgments. Today was about celebrating her son. When the video was ready, she hit post. Within seconds, notifications began lighting up her phone like fireworks. "OMG, he's gotten so big. Look at Gage go. Proud mama moment. I remember when he was just a baby on the show. Amy, you're doing amazing." Amy smiled, her heart swelling. Sometimes people didn't realize how much those little messages meant. She wasn't perfect, she'd never claimed to be, but she tried. And seeing her boys grow into their own little personalities made every tough moment fade. Behind her, the porch door creaked open. "Mama, Gage do it again," Glenn announced, marching outside with a juice pouch in hand. Gage followed, toddling more confidently now, his curls bouncing show Mommy one more time? Amy asked. Gage nodded proudly. He planted his feet, steadied himself, and then marched forward with all the determination of a tiny general. "There he goes. Look at him." Amy clapped. Gage stumbled halfway across the yard, but caught himself before tumbling. Glenn cheered like it was a touchdown at the Super Bowl. "My boys," Amy whispered. "My whole world." Later that evening, after dinner, baths, and negotiating with Glenn about why he couldn't sleep with 12 Hot Wheels in his bed, Amy peeked at her phone again. Her video had exploded. Hundreds of thousands of likes. Tens of thousands of comments. Fans celebrating right along with her. Someone had already screen-captured Gage's proud little face and turned it into a meme. Amy snorted laughing. "Lord, this internet," she muttered. But curled among the silly comments were heartfelt ones. Messages from moms struggling, parents worried about milestones, and people who had watched Gage grow up on their screens and felt genuinely invested in his little victories. One message made her stop cold. "I wish my son was still here to take his first steps. Hold on to these moments, Amy. They're magic." Amy pressed a hand to her heart. She knew her platform wasn't just entertainment. It was connection. She typed back, "I'm holding on tight. Sending love right back to you." Another comment. "Amy, you're doing amazing. Don't ever doubt yourself. Your boys are lucky to have you." The tears she'd been holding all day finally slipped free. Not because of guilt. Not because of worry. But because for the first time in a long time, she truly felt seen. After tucking her phone away, she padded into the boys' room. Glenn was already snoring lightly, starfished across his bed. Gage, meanwhile, was curled up in a ball with his blanket, his tiny hand peeking out. Amy brushed her fingers through his hair. "You did something big today," she whispered. "And Mama is so proud of you." Gage stirred, mumbling sleepily. "Love you, Mama." "Oh, baby," she whispered. "I love you more." She slipped out quietly, closing the door behind her. The house was peaceful. The kind of peaceful she used to think she'd never feel again. Walking into the kitchen, she grabbed her laptop and opened her messages. Amanda, her sister, had left a voice note. "Girl, I saw the video. Our little Gage's growing up. You gotta let him come to my house tomorrow. I'm making cookies." Amy laughed softly. "Only if he doesn't eat the cookie dough before you bake it," she replied aloud, even though Amanda couldn't hear her. She sank onto the couch, feeling a rare sense of calm. Her boys were thriving. She was surviving. And tomorrow would bring a whole new set of adventures, tantrums, hugs, messy faces, and moments she'd cherish forever. For now, though, she allowed herself one deep breath, and the quiet comfort of knowing she'd done something right today. Her baby took his steps. She took hers too, steps toward confidence, healing, and believing in herself again. And that, she thought with a smile, was the biggest update of all.